Hi everybody, happy World Book Day. The book I have chosen to read from is called Magical Myths and Legends. The reason I've chosen this book is because I just love mythology, and especially Greek mythology, and the story I've chosen is from Greek mythology. Another reason I like this book a lot is because before each story there's a little section you can read which just gets you thinking a little bit more about the story before you even start it. So I'll read that to you first and then we'll get on with the story. If you could have a superpower, what would you choose? People often wish they could fly, and it is a dream that has been around for thousands of years. The legend of Icarus, who flew too close to the sun, comes from ancient Greece, before there was any thought of aeroplanes or hang gliders. Sadly, though, Icarus ignores his father's warnings, and his arrogance means his dreams of flying ends in tragedy. Would you have behaved differently than Icarus? So, the story of Icarus. My name is Amara. Listen to my amazing story. Many years ago, when I was young like you, I flew like a bird. I was a servant girl of Daedalus, the great inventor. Daedalus worked for Minos, king of Crete, but one day he made Minos angry. To punish Daedalus, Minos locked him up in a high tower. Daedalus' son Icarus was locked up with him. I lived in the tower with them, but I wasn't a prisoner. I was allowed to go whenever I wanted. Icarus stared out of the window. All he could see were rocky cliffs and waves and seagulls. He cried, "Father, get me out of here now, or I will die of boredom." Escaping wasn't so easy. There were guards outside the tower door all the time. My master thought hard day and night, but even he had no ideas. Icarus was bored. He paced around the tower like a tiger in a cage. He threw a piece of bread out of the window. Seagulls dived for it, fighting and screaming. Suddenly, my master smiled. He said, "Amara, I have a brilliant plan. You're not a prisoner like us. Go out and get me lots of feathers." I was really puzzled. I said, "Feathers? Why, master?" But Daedalus only answered, "You'll soon see." I went outside. I picked up my seagull feathers from the beach. I hid them under my cloak so the guards couldn't see. At last, Daedalus had enough feathers. Next, he asked me to fetch some bendy willow branches. Then he spread the branches and feathers on the floor. He said, "I'm going to make wings so Icarus and I can fly to freedom." "Wings, master?" I said, my eyes round with wonder. "That's impossible." "I am Daedalus, the great inventor," he answered. "Nothing is impossible for me." I helped Daedalus make the wings. Icarus was too lazy and proud. He leaned against the wall, sulking. My master and I worked hard. We stuck feathers to the branches with candle wax. At last the wings were ready. I looked at the wings and thought, I would love to fly like a bird. Daedalus said, "Icarus, tomorrow you and I will escape." That night, my master and Icarus were asleep. I lay in bed, wide awake. My heart was beating fast. I wondered, do I dare? But then I decided, "Amara, you will never get another chance." I strapped the small wings onto my back and arms. I climbed up to the window and I looked down. The guards were asleep. "Fly, Amara," I whispered. I flapped my arms. For a second, I panicked. Was I going to fall? But suddenly, I swooped into the air. I flew higher and higher among the stars. I zoomed out over the town with a big grin on my face. I shouted out, "Flying is wonderful!" But already the sun was rising. I knew I couldn't stay out any longer. Sadly, I landed back in the tower. I took off my beautiful wings and crept into bed. Daedalus and Icarus strapped on the wings. Icarus boasted, "We are the first people to fly." I smiled to myself. They didn't know my secret. "Promise me, Icarus," said my master, "don't fly too near the sun, or the wax on your wings will melt." "Don't fuss, father," snapped Icarus. They stood in the window looking scared but excited. Then took off. They flew over the sea. I thought they really are going to escape. But Icarus forgot his father's warning. He soared higher and higher into the blue sky, doing tricks and loop-the-loops. He was having fun flying. I knew that feeling. But he was too close to the sun. I yelled from the window, "Be careful, Icarus!" But he was too far away to hear. White feathers fell from Icarus's wings like snow. I watched in horror. His wings were breaking into pieces. Icarus fell like a stone through the air. He fell into the sea and didn't come up again. Poor Icarus had drowned. Daedalus couldn't help his son now. He wept as he flew to freedom. But Icarus will never be forgotten. To this very day, we call the sea where he fell the Icarian Sea. We will always remember the boy who flew too close to the sun. So I hope you enjoyed that. And like I said, this is from the Reading Canon. I really recommend you get this book. It's got lots of fantastic stories in there. It's really well illustrated as well. It's got some fantastic pictures in it too. So I hope you enjoyed my reading, and happy World Book Day. Bye.